All right, my beautiful people, ERGJ here, your certified financial educator, ready to get this show on the road. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be going through bread and butter, our introduction to taxes. Last module, this is a module that we're going through. We're going through the Money Smart module for teens, young adults actually. So it's for middle class students and also for high school students. So if you're younger than that, that's fine. My goal is to make sure that you guys learn what I should have learned when I was your age. And so we're going to be talking about taxes today. So hopefully you guys are prepared. Now, let me share a few things with you. Up in the top section of this platform, there's a More button. The More button is going to give you a place where you can actually take meeting notes. So in case you don't have pen and paper with you today, just click on Take Meeting Notes, and you'll be able to take notes. Now, here's a cool thing. When you leave notes in that section, when you're done, then it's going to automatically email you back your notes. So you'll have your notes in your email once we are done with our class tonight. So hopefully that works for you. Now, I got someone that's calling in from a phone. I just want to let you know this is a presentation. So hopefully, if you're unable to, hopefully you're able to get to a PC or a laptop so you can actually tune in and watch. If not, just chime in with us, and I'll try to make sure that you're able to go along with us as we move through our teaching today. I'm ERGJ, a certified financial educator. I'll be teaching kids about money, teaching teens about money. I want to make sure that you're fully prepared for this world, and this world is run by money. So we want to make sure that you understand everything that has to do with money. So continue to chime in. I try to do as many free things as I can because I know you guys shouldn't be working. You should be working on your school and not necessarily having to work a job. So I try to make this free as much as possible, but you know, we still got to pay the bills. So this is our free session tonight, Module 2 of Money Smart for Teens. So real quick, just quick housekeeping. I like to know who we have here. I see your names and I see where you're from, but I like to know what grade you are in, what grade you're in. So if you'll let me know what grade you are in and type that in the chat below. I need to know the audience that I'm speaking to today. First, let me make sure you guys can hear me. Can everybody hear me? My mouth is moving. Can everybody hear me? Okay, yeah, so we get so y'all can't hear me. Good. So Jamila, 10th grade. Dion, that's not Dion, but that's Dion's son or daughter, 9th grade. Brittany Edwards, 11th grade. Ashley Jackson, 12th grade. Oh my goodness, you guys ready to face this world. Who else do we have here? I'm gonna cam out so I can pull up my slides here. So go ahead and let me know what grade you are in. We've got 4 people that have responded. We got 7 more people here on the call, or 6 more that can type. Portia's in 11th. Jamila is in the 10th. That is the 5th one. Riandra, I imagine you have your kids maybe, or you are. I don't know. You got children. What grades are the children in? All right. So real quick, last time we met, guys, I know many of you guys weren't here last time. We did an overview of the career section, helping you to determine between what job or career you want to go through, but then also talking about how you can actually leverage, put yourself in position in order to get that job when you actually get ready to graduate. One of the biggest problems with most people is they graduate, they get a degree, but they haven't put themselves in position to compete for that job or for that career. So we talked about that last week. And today we're going to be having an overview over income and taxes. And this is like the natural progression. Oh, that's fine. 4 years old, 4th grade is fine. Natural progression for learners to grasp how a paycheck works and the government's role in your income. So our objectives tonight is to understand and explain the purpose of federal income and state tax and how it affects personal income, to apply mathematical skills and concepts to tax brackets and personal income, and then also to describe and evaluate the importance of the current federal income tax system. So here's my first question for you guys. Why do we pay taxes? Why do we pay taxes? Why is there a tax infrastructure set up? Anybody like to answer that? Why do we pay taxes? I mean, geez, why in the world do we pay taxes? Anybody got any answers for me? Why do we pay taxes? Don't be shy. I know I'm probably talking faster than you're typing, so you probably got some good long answers for me. Why do we pay taxes? Government is greedy. That's a good one. The government is greedy. That's one way to look at it. We can say the government is greedy. Now, that's not Dion. Can you tell me your name? Because I know that's not Dion. Dion is a lot older. Or maybe it is Dion. Dion's just getting a refresher. Anybody else? Brittany, I see you're here. Ashley, you are here. Let me get an answer. Why do we pay taxes? Just throw something out, whatever you think. Jamila, why do we pay taxes? Portia, why do we pay taxes? How many of you guys are currently working right now? You currently have like a part-time job, you got a school job, you got something that's paying you a paycheck. Portia said to pay for things the country needs, such as roads and schools. Jamila said a way for the government to make money. Yes, yes. How many of you guys are actually have a job right now? You're working or you have worked to help cover roads. Yes. Jamila says she's working. Okay. So you're getting you a little paycheck. Let me hold something. Jamila's working. Okay. So this is going to be very relevant for you. So whether you're working or not, you're probably going to be working at some point in time. So this is going to be a very relevant class for you or time together. And I wish someone had gone over this stuff with me before I started working. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why we do what we do in KidVest and TeenVest. And this is actually the TeenVest portion. We're just focusing on you as as you're getting ready to graduate. So the government provides public goods and services for the community as a whole. To pay its bills, the government needs revenue or a source of income. The money that the federal government uses to pay its bills mostly comes from taxes. The taxes shift the resources from the private individual and businesses to the government. So just think about it this way. If the government didn't get taxes in order to take care of the community needs, then it will fall on the individuals and it will fall on the businesses. And then now you have to have all of these people try to come into agreement on what they should spend that money on. And that's typically going to cause a whole bunch of strife. So we have the system set up where the government makes those decisions on, which roads get fixed, which police officer or department needs to come up next, the fire department, the police department, the civil department, the juvenile department, all of these different organizations, the post office, all these different organizations are run by the government and is paid for by us. We don't necessarily we make some of the decisions with our vote, but mostly it's the government that has to come to, with the collective votes of all of the people, they got to come up with the decisions on where the money is spent and, and what's next, what's the priority for that money to be spent. So the government's revenue to have the post office and to pay those people, the police, the policemen, the firefighters, the civil service, that all comes from taxes. Everybody understand that? Everybody understand that? Say, yeah. Say, I'm good if you're good on that. Say, I'm good if you're good on that. Okay, y'all. Some of y'all don't know I'm very interactive. I want to make sure that you guys stay with me. Ain't no watching and going to sleep when y'all in my class. I'm good. Yes, yes, yes. So here we go, guys. We're gonna I'm actually gonna pull up a slide in just a second here. So we're gonna talk about federal spending. All right, we're gonna talk about federal spending. So I'm about to share my screen here, and I got to make sure you guys can see it. First, got to make sure that you can see it. All right. So let me know if this is too small. If it's too small, I'll make it bigger. I'm going to make it bigger anyway. All right. Is that big enough? Perfect. All right. So this is the summary for the fiscal year of 2015. So in 2015, the federal budget deficit was $439 billion, $44 billion less than the shortfall in 2014. The fiscal year of 2015 was the sixth consecutive year in which the deficit declined as a share of the national's gross domestic product. What that basically means, guys, is that our deficit is going down, which tells us that the Obama regime has been doing pretty good as it relates to their spending habits. Now, I'm going to show a couple things to you today, But I just want you to kind of understand that. I know you probably don't understand all of that terminology, but just know that 6 consecutive years of a declining deficit, that's a good thing. That means that we're paying back our bills. All right, now here's the summary. Here's the things I really want you to get from this. In the fiscal year 2015, which ended on September 30th, so know that September 30th is the end of a fiscal year. Now, let me ask this. We got some 11th graders and some 12th graders in our class tonight. Does anyone understand the difference between a calendar year and a fiscal year? Let's see if we know. Anybody knows the difference between a calendar year and a fiscal year? That's the first question. Calendar year and fiscal year. So I think the calendar year is pretty easy, right? A calendar year ends on what date? What date does the calendar year end? Everybody put that in the comments below. A calendar year, that year ends on what day? December 31st. That's right. You guys are typing too slow. Y'all like, I just came from school, man. I don't need to do all this. All right, so December 31st is the end of a calendar year. So if we know the end of a calendar year, well, what would be different? How do we get a fiscal year being September 30th? All that means is that this particular entity or this business, their cycle starts on September 30th, October 1st and ends on September 30th. So their year, as it relates to them and calculating their finances, it ends on September 30th. Does that make sense? So every company has a different fiscal year end. So as you guys get to work, you're going to hear some things like that. Oh, our fiscal year, or they may use some other terminology, but they're basically saying that they calculate all of their books at a particular date within the calendar year, and that year end may be different for tax purposes, may be different than your calendar year. So in this particular case, the government, their fiscal year ends on September 30th. Now, the federal budget deficit totaled $439 billion. We just talked about that. Definitely talked about that. In 2015, the government's revenues was $3.2 trillion. Now, let me ask you this. I want you to write or think about how the government spent all of that money and where it came from. First, let's talk about where do you think all of the money, where do you think that most of the $3.2 trillion that they got, that's revenue, where do you think that came from? Where did they get all that money? $3.2 trillion. Where did that money come from? Loans from other countries? Okay, yeah, they could get some of that money from some loans from some other countries. That would cause our debt to keep rising, but we want to get that going in other direction. What else? What else we got, guys? Do I got to call you out? I'll call you out by name now. Portia, thank you. Taxes. So taxes is actually the bulk of where that $3.2 trillion that the government earned or the government made last year, most of it came from taxes. Now in 2013, they had a $3.45 trillion revenue, and $2.77 trillion of that came from federal income tax. So if you guys actually have a job now, you're actually paying federal income tax, and that goes to the government for the government to do all the things that we kind of just talked about. While the remainder of that was borrowed. There are 3 major areas of spending. Now let's talk about where do you think that the government spends most of this money? We talked about where they got it from. Now give me some areas that you think the government is spending this money on. Wars. Okay, good one. Wars is a good one. Now, I just put the link in the comments below in case you guys want to check this link out at some point in time. You can talk to your parents and show them how smart you are, that you know some of this government stuff. So wars, somebody gave me the answer, wars. What else? Where else do we think that the government is spending this money? $3.2 trillion they got in 2015. Where did they spend most of that money? We got wars as one. What else we got? Just give me some thoughts, guys. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. Roads, good one. Thanks, Jamila. Gloria, thanks for joining. Education, thanks so much. Oh, that's a good one. Education. What else we got, guys? Do I got to call you out? I'll call you out. Let me get some answers. Gloria, let me get an answer. You got your hand up? You got your, oh, you just saying you're here? Cool. Brittany, let me get an answer. What do we think that the government is spending this money? Schools, that's a good one. All right, so most of it, as someone mentioned, wars, 608 billion of it is spent on defense, which includes such things as paying for our military, their equipment, and their salaries, right? 803 billion was spent on Social Security. Nobody says Social Security, which is paying monthly retirement benefits to older people. So part of what you pay in taxes is Social Security income, which is supposed to be for you. And then 760 billion was spent on health coverage, which includes paying for health care for older people. That's going to be your Medicare, your Medicaid, things like that. People who cannot afford health care and people who are disabled. So these are some of the biggest areas that the government is spending their money on. So again, we want to say on defense, Social Security, and health care. Everybody put those three things in the comments below. Defense, Social Security, which is retirement. We can say retirement, and then health care. I need all of you to type that in the comments below. Defense, health, retirement, and healthcare. Thank you, Riandra. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Ashley. Good. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thanks so much, Brittany. Thanks so much, Dion. Hey, Demario, thanks so much for joining. Gloria, are you with us? I know you said you're here. I haven't seen you respond yet. Thanks so much, Jamila. Now, what I'm going to do here for you guys real quick is I'm going to share my screen one more time, and I'm going to show you what's going on with our economy right now. So here is a debt clock. And right here in the top left, this is our national debt. The United States of America is $19 trillion in debt. Keep that in mind. So when people start talking about lowering taxes, you got to think to yourself, is that really feasible if we owe $19 trillion in debt? This is a debt clock. Too much in debt. How do I? Uh-oh, what happened? I want to stop sharing. What is this thing doing? Uh-oh. I got some technical difficulties here, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, $19 trillion in debt, guys. That's what we're looking at as America, right? So just want to let you guys see that and know that as we kind of talk about, that's one of the main reasons why we got to pay taxes. You know, it's going to be up to us as a collective in order to, I don't know if we're going to ever get out of debt, guys. I mean, just be serious. I don't think they're ever going to, $19 trillion. That ain't $19. That's 19 trillion, not thousand, not million, not a billion. That's $19 trillion. And we only got in revenue last year, $3.2 trillion. So even if we were to use, I took the video off. Even if we were to use that whole $3.2 trillion without taking care of any roads, not funding any schools, not paying the police officers, that would only have knocked us down to $16 trillion. You guys see that? That is crazy. Would you agree? That's absolutely insane. And so I tell people all the time, like, if you want the government to teach you how to manage money, good luck with that. They're $19 trillion in debt. They haven't been good managers of our money. So we've got to be better managers of our own money, and we can't rely on them to teach us how to manage our money. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to start by explaining taxes just a little bit, guys. Let me go back to my spreadsheet here. Where was that? Here we go. Let me pull this thing back up. All right, so let's talk about explaining taxes. Vocabulary for you guys. Taxes are a government fee on businesses and individual income, activities, products, and services. Individuals have to pay taxes on their income or their salary, their wages, their tips, and commissions. What kind of tax is this called when you have to pay on your income, your salaries, your wages, your tips, and commissions? Anybody know what type of income this is? I mean, what type of tax this is? Pretty easy. I think I just told you what it is. Go ahead and type it in the chat below. What's this type of tax that you have to pay on your salary, your wages, your tips, and your commissions? Income tax. That's right. All right, guys. I'm going to need these 11th graders and these 12th graders to start answering questions a little bit faster. All right, income tax. So in some locations, people have to pay a local income tax, which is their city or county, or a state income tax, which whatever state that you're in, you probably have a state income tax, or both along with the federal income tax. So there are some places where you can be paying 3 taxes on your income. You can be paying taxes to your city or county, you can be paying taxes to your state, and you're going to be paying taxes to the federal government. Now, businesses have to pay taxes on their profits. Now, in some locations, there's also a tax on products and services that you buy. Now, what's the type of tax that you would pay on products and services that you buy? Anybody know that one? You buy a product or service and you have to pay this kind of tax. What type of tax is that, guys? Sales tax. Yes, you guys familiar with that. The first time you had to pay sales tax, you're like, what is this? It's supposed to be $1. I got $1. And they're like, well, yes, it's $1, but it's tax, and you have to pay $1.07. And you're like, okay, I got to go outside, look on the concrete for 7 cents so I can buy this thing that I want. So yeah, sales tax, right? So what you guys remember the first time you ran into sales tax? It was like kind of stumped you a little bit. It stumped me. I don't know about for you. Now, under the Federal Income Insurance Contributions Act, individuals contribute a certain percentage of their income to Social Security and Medicare. Now, I mentioned Social Security. Everybody tell me, what does Social Security, what does that take care of? We pay Social Security, and what does that help take care of for us? It's one word. Social Security, we pay that. That's a tax that we pay, and it comes back to help us with what? Yes, Portia. Portia is on the money. Retirement, that's right. Now, here's the second question, guys. When we pay Medicare, what does that go to help with? A Medicare tax, what does that go to help with? Yes, Dion, healthcare. Yes, healthcare. So you got Social Security for retirement, keep that in mind, and you got Medicare or Medicaid for health insurance or healthcare. So when you look at a paycheck, and we're going to look at a paycheck, you're going to see that you're going to have a federal tax, a state tax, a Social Security tax, and a Medicare tax. So now you guys understand what each one of those taxes are for. Is that correct? If everybody understands what each one of those taxes are for, everybody say right on. Yes, disability as well. That's part of healthcare. So if everybody understands, I got 10 people here that understands what the federal tax is for, the state tax, the Social Security tax, and the Medicare tax. Right on. I got 4 right-ons. Can I get a 5? I'm looking for number 5. Can I get a number 5? Number 5, right on. Or do I need to repeat? Somebody not typing fast enough. Oh, that's 6. I'm looking for number 7. Looking for number 7. Who's the 7th? Right on. Who didn't respond? Let's see here. I know Demario's just watching. All right, I'm going to take 6. I'm gonna take 6. I think okay, I got Ashley. All right, good. All right, so that is your taxes. Now, let's talk about earned income. Earned income. Now, earned income is money you get from working, including all your earnings, including your commissions and tips. So if you're a waiter or waitress, you might get some tips. If you're a salesperson, you might get commissions. So if you were working as a car salesperson, you would have to pay taxes on the commissions that you make from selling cars. Or if you work as a waiter, you would have to pay taxes on the tips you receive from customers, in addition to your salary. Earned income also includes money earned from investments. Now, we talked about commissions. Other than a car salesperson or car sale, or I guess you could have a sales associate at a car lot. What are some other places where people may have to pay? What other occupations do people earn commissions? Give me one occupation outside of the car. Real estate agent. Yes, DeMario, good one. Real estate agents. So we got real estate agents. We got car insurance salesman. Yes, good one, Gloria. Oh, she is here. She's in the building. What else we got? Who else may earn a commission that they may have to pay taxes on? Any other guesses? A commission. They make a commission. A salesperson. Yes, a sales. So pretty much anything in sales pretty much makes a commission. A hairstylist. Oh, that's a good dude. Do they make commission? I guess they make commission. They definitely don't have a regular paycheck. So I guess that will fall under commission, earned income. They probably make some tips. That's a good one. You know what? I never thought about a barber or something like that. Financial planner, entrepreneurs, they earn commissions, right? Salespeople. Now, outside of a waiter at a restaurant, who else may earn tips? Who else gets tips? What other occupations may get tips? Anybody? I know that might be a little tougher. You're like, who the heck get tips now? A bartender. Yeah, it's good one. Bartender. Yeah, Gloria is in the house. Portia said a taxi driver. Absolutely. Uber. Yes, getting tips. Y'all are spot on tonight. Who else might get tips? Yes, pizza driver. There you go. You can't get the pizza without giving them a tip now, guys. You can't send them home with a 0 tip. That ain't right. A hairdresser might get some tips. Yes, good stuff. So this is all falls under earned income. A valet driver. Yes. Didn't even think about that. Yes, I always tip my valet because, I want to make sure that my car comes back, like in good condition. And if I tip my valet driver, they'll have extra security on my nice little vehicle. Yeah, so good stuff, guys. So that's earned income. So all of these different occupations, no matter how they really make their money, they have to record their income and they have to pay taxes on it. Now, we're also going to define the payroll deductions because some of you guys may actually be working or you're going to start working soon. It's an amount an employer withholds from a paycheck. Now, mandatory deductions includes various taxes, but some people choose to make voluntary deductions like charitable contributions, direct deposits into financial institution accounts, or loan payments. Now, if you guys have ever heard of payroll deduction, it's not direct deposit, or it's part of it's direct deposit, but is there anything else that you can think of that may be deducted before you get your money out of your paycheck? In other words, maybe you set something up. They mentioned charitable contributions. So I remember when I used to contribute to the United Way, it would automatically come out of my paycheck. So what we're talking about is automatic deductions that come out of your paycheck before you get your money. What are some things that may be deducted? 401k. Portia, you is on the money. Who is this Portia chick? Okay, that's right, Portia. Go ahead. IRA, yes, Dion. Woo! We rocking and rolling now. Anybody else? A payroll deduction. Payroll deduction. 401k, IRA, IRS. That could be a deduction. Yes. Insurance. Yes. Insurance can be deductions. Yeah. So you kind of get the drift, right? So this is basically money that'll come out of your paycheck before you actually get your paycheck. Now, here's the reason why it's good and it's bad. It can be good. It's bad because that just basically means that these institutions don't believe that you'll make the contributions yourself. So you got to put it on automatic pilot. But it's good because they're saying that, because you're saying that, hey, I would rather just have it go ahead and come out so I don't have to worry about spending spending all of my money, and I still have it going somewhere for me. So it kind of works both ways, but hopefully you're good with money and you're just setting it up in advance so that you can set yourself up for financial success. Now, here are a couple questions I got for you guys, and then we're going to kind of move forward. What are some of the different taxes that people have to pay? We just went over this. What are some of the different taxes that people have to pay? So give me a couple examples here, just to make sure you got it. Income tax, good one. What else? What else we got? Let's go. Income tax. Sales tax, yes, let's go. What else we got? Mortgage, what would mortgage be? What's a better name for that? Medicare, yes. Jamila, you're right on. I just want to know if you got the right name. Luxury tax, good one. Ooh, man, y'all making some big money. Y'all paying luxury taxes. So Jamila, you're right, mortgage tax, but I think you want to call it property tax, right? Did you guys know that there's even more taxes than you even know about? If you ever look at your cell phone bill, you're going to see a lot of hidden taxes in your cell phone bill. If you look at your utility bill, property tax, you're going to see a lot of hidden taxes in your utility bill. There are taxes all over the place that you're paying for and you probably don't even know. Federal income tax, that's right. All right, now, how are those taxes used on the federal and national level? How are those taxes used by the federal government? This is a quick recap. We talked about this already. Yes, property taxes. How are those taxes used on the federal and national level? You guys thinking or typing? I think you guys are typing. Wars to fix roads. Yes, fantastic. So you guys remember it was retirement, right? Defense and healthcare. Yeah, and all the school stuff and roads. Fantastic. Now, what does an income tax actually apply to? So when you get an income tax, what is being taxed? When I say the word income tax, what's being taxed? Just a quick recap. Make sure you guys got it. Wages, what else? Paycheck, yes. Things you bought. Income tax is not things you bought. That would be sales tax. Income tax. Wages. What else? Paychecks, yes. Paychecks, that'll be wages. What else? Y'all making it more difficult. Wages, tips, and commissions. Everybody put wages, tips, and commissions. Wages, tips, and commissions. There you go, Ashley. Thanks so much. Lori, I see you. Who's next? All right, there we go. There we go. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you so much, Dion. Thank you so much, Jamila and Portia. Yes, wages, tips, and commissions. All right. All right, so we're going to go through this real quick. And let's just say we're going to go through each one of these different applications, right? So we got our first job. You got a bachelor's degree. This is your first month on the job and making $40,000 a year. So keep that in mind. The second job that we're going to go through is you have a master's degree. You've been on the job for 5 years. You're making $76,000 a year. And then now our third job, you got a master's degree plus an advanced certificate or continuing education. You're 20 years on the job, $122,000 annually. Keep that in mind. Now, you may need a calculator for this exercise. So if you got one on your computer or you got one on your phone, pull it out because we're going to go through some things together here. All right, so keep this in mind. Here's the tax bracket for 2014. So we're going to use this tax bracket to determine the taxes that we will pay based on the previous slide. All right, so let's go back to the previous slide. So everybody, I'm going to put this down below. You're making $40,000 a year. All right, $40,000 a year, 40K. All right, now based on this slide, how much in taxes would you pay if you were making $40,000 a year? I'm going to give you a minute. I know you got to find it and figure it out. We're going to see who comes up with the answer. I know we got some math whizzes here, and I haven't even done the math myself. $40,000, how much would you pay in taxes? Woo, this is crazy. All right, I got to do that again. All right, I didn't even read it right. I thought it was just that simple. No, it's not that simple. Okay, 40. Let's see if anybody can come. This is some real math here, guys. Okay, I got it. It took me a little minute. Based off of this, let's see if anybody gets the right answer. So at least tell me which bracket we're in. I'm going to label brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 brackets starting from the top. Tell me which bracket are we in? 2, third. It's the third bracket. It's the third bracket. The first bracket is under 9,000. Okay, it's the third bracket. All right. All right, we're in the right bracket. Some of you guys are in the wrong bracket. All right, it's the third bracket. Yes, it's the third bracket. So we're over 36.9, but we're under 89.3. So we got $40,000. So what would be our tax? What would be the taxes that we need to pay for the year based off the bracket that we're in and the money that we made? Let's see if we got any math whizzes here. This is some good stuff here. Y'all didn't know y'all was going to come home and do some homework. I tricked you. $40,000 this year. What would be our tax implication? How much in taxes will we have to pay? I'm gonna give you about 3 minutes because I know we might have to go through this together, and I'll go through the first one with you guys just to make sure you get it. Does anybody think that they have the answer? By the way, because I don't know. I don't see your faces and stuff. I thought 10,000 at first, but that was wrong. Dion, you're a little off. Portia, ding, 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 ding. Portia's got it right. All right, so Portia, can you write out the equation for how you got that answer? Give us your logic or give us your steps for how you got that answer. So Ashley, it wouldn't be 10,000. I know where you got 10,000 from because you took the 40,000, you multiplied it by a quarter of 25%. But that's not what it's telling us. What it's telling us is that we were going to pay tax on our tax would be $5,081.25 plus anything over and above 36.9, 25%. So you subtracted 36.9 from 4,000. Okay, and you got what? 3,100, right? Or something like that. Okay, then what'd you do? Okay, you got multiplied by 20.25. Then what'd you get? $775. Then what'd you do? All right, then you added the 5,081.25, and then that gave you the 58.56.25. All right, so there was the equation for the first job. Does everybody understand how we got to the answer 58.56.25 based off the first job of $40,000 and the bracket that job would lay in as it relates to taxes? If everybody understands that, put in the comments below taxes. Yes. Okay, you can put yes too. That's fine. Okay, everybody got it. All right. Anybody didn't get it? Because we're about to go to the question number 2. Okay, everybody got it. All right. So here we go. You guys ready for number 2? All right. So number 2 is this person makes $76,000 this year. Now we're going to go back to our bracket. How much do they pay in taxes? So tell me which 1 through 7, which bracket they would lay in. The third. Okay, so they're in the third. So how much in taxes would they pay? I'm doing it too, by the way. So I haven't done these answers yet. All right, I got it. Y'all ain't faster than me. I know some. I was trying to make sure I got my answer for y'all. Put that thing down there. Can't make the teacher look bad. All right. So how much in taxes would they pay? So Portia got the right answer again. Does anybody else get that answer? So it's 14,856. Now, Portia, on the next one, you're going to have to let somebody else go first. So hold your answer, Portia, on the next one. We know you got it. I got to make sure everybody else get it. That's cool? Just keep it on your screen, and we're going to make sure everybody else get it. Everybody else got it. All right. All right, so Portia, the next one, you're going to hold off. Don't put your answer up. Just let everybody else go first and see if we can make sure some other people got it. So it looks like everybody's getting this. All right, so let's go to the third one. So the third one is making, they're in school making a lot more money. And this time, they're making $122,000. All right, 122K. Let's find out which bracket are they in now. That's right, the fourth bracket. Now we got to determine, okay, now how much do they pay in taxes based off the 122,000 that they're making? Don't answer, Portia. Give us some time. See if anybody else gets this. How much are they going to, is this person that's got this master's degree, 20 years on the job, $122,000 a year, how much are they going to pay in taxes based off this fictitious number here for the tax bracket of 2014? So Gloria said 26,356.25. I didn't get that answer, Brittany. Maybe let me check my math. Let me see here. Plus 18. Okay, let me try that one more time. Maybe I'm messing up. All right, times and plus 1893. All right, no, I didn't get that answer. Anybody else got an answer? Try it again, Gloria. See if you come up with something different this time. 122,000. So the first step is, Portia, you got an answer? You go ahead and put your answer, Portia, if you got one. Anybody else? Jamila, Brittany, you got an answer? Yeah, that's what I got, Portia. Just want to make, okay, cool. All right, so again, we took the 122,000, and we subtracted, we're in the fourth bracket, 89,350, right? We took that answer. I don't know what that is. We took that answer. We just say X, and we multiplied it times 0.28, the percentage, right? Now we took that answer. I don't remember what that answer was, Y, and we added the amount here, 18,193.75 for our total. Everybody get that? I mean, that process? We might have just missed a few numbers or something. I don't know, or typed in the wrong number somewhere. So everybody good on taxes and understanding, how they're calculated, quote unquote, depending on the bracket that you're in. And obviously what we see here is that the more money that you make, the more taxes that we pay. That's called progressive tax. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, progressive tax. So keep that word in mind. It's basically saying that the more money that you make, the more, in theory, the more earned income that you make. Let me say that. The more earned income that you make, the more in taxes that you'll pay. We're not going to go into too deep into the differences in the type of income, but the more earned income that you make, the more in taxes that you pay. What that means is the less that you bring home, right? So even though you're making $122,000, or let's just say you're making, in this case, you're making $500,000 a year, earned income. You're paying 40% in taxes on that $500,000. So you're able to spend less, or you have a less net income. Everybody understand the difference between gross and net income? Dion said yes. If there's a no, let me know if you don't understand the difference between gross and net income. I'll be glad to go over it for you. And there's no shame if you don't. I want to make sure that you do understand it, because this is important, because you're going to be working some fashion for the rest of your life. So it's important that you understand the difference between gross and net income. If you do not understand it, don't feel free to let us know, and we'll go over it, because this is very important, guys. I can't stress it enough. You're going to be dealing with money for the rest of your life. If you don't understand, please allow me to make sure that you do understand. If everybody understands, I'm good. I just want to make sure that maybe that one person's like, I don't really understand it, but I don't want to be the only person. And that's not this type of party. We want to make sure that everybody has the same level of education. All right, we're good. So everybody's saying yes. All right. So that means that your net income is going to be, you're only going to be able to spend. Let me ask you this. If you make $500,000 a year, based on this example, you're in the highest tax bracket. What's the percentage of money? What percentage of money will be your take-home pay? If you made $500,000 based off of the tax bracket in 2014, your net income, what percentage of your pay would you be able to actually take home and spend and take care of the house and buy the food and groceries and all that stuff? So Gloria, that it would actually be the inverse of that. You're paying 39.6% in taxes. So what's the inverse of that? What's the other part of that 100% pie? That would be the amount that you would actually be able to take home. So what's that number? Anybody? That's right, Dion, 60.4%. Now think about this, guys. Now do you understand why people fuss about taxes so much, right? If say for you right now, wherever I know some of you guys got a job, some of you guys don't. Say today you went and you made $100. You worked hard all day. You raked some leaves, or you served ice cream at Brewster's or whatever it is, and you made $100. But then after taxes came out, you only got $60. How would you feel? I mean, how would you really feel? I want to know how you feel in y'all terms today, because I know y'all say some crazy stuff. Y'all got these, feel cheated? Huh? Mad? Come on, I need the slang. Give me the slang, guys. Don't act like y'all ain't going to talk to me. I'm from Decatur. I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all be like, where they do that at, huh? Where they do that at? I need the slang. Come on, talk to me. Give me my hometown talk now. Where they do that at? You make $100 and you come home and you can only spend $60. Salty. There we go, Dion. Thank you. Somebody gave me some hood terms. I like my hood talk, guys. I might be out the hood, but it's still my house. It's still where I'm from. So I went to South as a cab, in case you guys don't know. I know some of you guys are from SWD. I'm a graduate of SWD as well. I'll actually be coming back to the school, trying to make my way back to the school to be able to bring more of this education to you guys. So this is why, if you pay attention to any of the political talk or anybody that talks about taxes, this is a very, very charged up subject, because it's like the rich are saying, hey, I shouldn't be penalized more because I make more money. and the poor are saying, well, hey, we can't afford 40% of our check to be gone to take care of the government's stuff. This is the big debate. This is one of the biggest debates in every political race, whether it be from a federal standpoint, where you have the Supreme Court justices, the presidents, and all that stuff, or even on a local level when it comes down to your governors and your mayors. So this is why it's kind of important to at least be involved or understand what's going on in politics. And I know we don't talk about it much, but one of the charges is for us to be more involved so we can have a seat at making some of these decisions. What is fair? No one really knows, because it depends on what side of that spectrum you're on. If you're rich, you're saying that it's not fair for me to pay 40% in taxes. If you're poor, you're saying it's not going to be fair for me to pay 40% in taxes. So that's where the great debate comes in as it relates to politics. Everybody get that? It's very difficult to see what is fair. Is it proportional? And we're going to talk about that in just a second. All right, let me pull up my other slide, because we're going to talk about a sample pay stub. Now, we just went over 3 different jobs. First job, how much did the first job make? Did you guys remember? You guys remember the first job? How much did the first job make? $40,000. All right, how much did the second job make? Oh, this might not come in all that. Oof. All right, let me try it a different way. That's not going to be able to come in that way. $76,000. Good. How much did the third job make? I'm gonna have to share my screen because it's not coming in big enough on that slide. So I'm gonna share my screen. All right, 122,000. Good, you guys got it. All right, so here we go. I'm pulling it up. Give me 1 second, guys. I know you guys can't wait to see this wonderful stuff. All right, there we go. All right, so let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here so we can go through this. All right, so based off of the jobs that we had, I want you guys to figure out which job does this pay stub match? Which job does this pay stub match? Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Hey. Oh, I guess I got to pull it up. So I know you guys are like, I don't know. It's kind of hard. So you got to think about, it's going to take a little, I'm going to give you guys some time. I'm not going to say anything. It's going to take a little ingenuity. What do we have here? You got to realize what we're looking at. We're looking at, first, I guess I'm going to give you guys some hints because you guys may be a little lost. So first, what's the first thing that you notice? Because we're trying to figure out which job does this pay stub match? So what's the first thing that you notice? What's the first thing we probably need to look at? Anybody throw something out, guys? Current amount. Yes, their regular pay. All right. Now, this regular pay that they got, $2,923, for what amount of time are they getting paid for? What's the pay period? What's the pay period? In other words, how many weeks did they get paid this $2,000 for? Is it 1 week? 2 weeks, right? You guys see that? So up in the top, up here, they got paid, the pay period begins on 2/25, it ends on 11/7. So that's 2 weeks. All right. How many weeks is it in a year? So now we need to find out what they make annually. How many weeks is it in a year? 50, Gloria, that's a typo. I know that's a typo. You're playing with me. I know you're just playing with me. Yeah, that's a typo. I know you hit the wrong button. That's cool. 52 weeks in a year. 52 weeks in a year. That's right. All right, so if they get paid thank you, Gloria. I love you. If they get paid every 2 weeks, right? And we know that there's 52 weeks in the year, then now we need to say, well, they didn't get paid every week, they got paid every 2 weeks. So we need to multiply this number, their regular pay, by what number? 2009 by 26. All right, so that's right, Dion. So we take that number and multiply it by 26, and what do we get? No. You divide it. You divide it by 2, I think. 75,998. Where did you get 1456? You divided it by 2? You divide it by 2. Okay, you can divide by 2 and then multiply by 52. You can do that. That works too. So you were about to multiply the 1456 by 52? I'm sure that's what you're about to do. I'm just reading your mind. So which pay stub does this amount match? First, second, or third? The second. That's right. And did I lose anybody on the math? Because I know that some of you guys are still probably trying to calculate this thing out. Everybody good? We took the 2923. We figured out how often they were getting paid. They're getting paid. I'm sorry. Took the 2923. That's how much they paid. We figured out how often they got paid. They got paid once every 2 weeks. This is a 2-week period. So we said, okay, it's 52 weeks in the year, but they didn't get paid every week. So we could either divide the 52 by 2 to get 26, or we could divide this by 2 and get 1456. But ultimately, we got to take the 1456 and multiply it by 52, or take this 2923 and multiply it by 26, and we still get the same number. So 76,000 would be the number. So that would be the second job that this particular pay stub matches the second job. Everybody get that? All right, cool. So everybody, I guess I can probably show that again. Everybody saw all the taxes that were being paid. I'll show that real quick. All of the taxes that are being paid here. So here are all the taxes: federal tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare. Now, insurance would be what? What would this be considered? This is not a tax. We had a vocabulary word. What would this be considered? This insurance. Anybody remember that vocabulary word? Insurance would be what? Did I lose you guys? Healthcare? No. I'm looking for a glossary term. No. We're gonna get the regressive. You guys are you guys are guessing now. Good stuff though. I like the guesses. That's going to be a payroll deduction. You guys remember that? Payroll deduction. So this was a tax that came out, and this is a payroll deduction. So it's coming out before you get your money. So here's a payroll deduction. Everybody put payroll deduction in the comments below. Here's a payroll deduction. Here's a payroll deduction. Your retirement savings plan, that's a payroll deduction. Charity, that's a payroll deduction. Everybody put payroll deduction in the comments below. Health and Share Flex Plan, that's a payroll deduction. So all of these things come out before you get your pay. And so you started with this. This is your gross amount. After all of this stuff comes out, your taxes and your payroll deductions, here is your net amount. Here's your net pay. Here's the deductions, and here's the pay. And here's what you get to spend on rent, on gas, on food, is your net pay. Here's the gross. Here's the deductions, which is a total of all of this stuff. And here's your net pay. This is how your paychecks work out. Everybody get that? Again, you got paid this every 2 weeks. You got your check on the 10th. Here's your amount. Here's your taxes and payroll deductions. All of your deductions are your current deductions here. This minus this leaves you with this. And this is what you get to take home and take care of your family and all your responsibilities. Everybody get that? right, good stuff. All right, so now we're going to take a moment to explain the U.S. progressive tax system. I talked about that just a little bit, and this is going to be our last piece, and I'm going to let you guys go, in which a larger percentage of the federal income taxes are taken from high-income earners, and the tax percentage increases as the income goes up. So we talked about this in our slide as we were looking at the brackets, right? So the more money that you made, the higher where your the more taxes that you paid. So now let's discuss a little bit. Do you think that this is an effective way to tax people in the United States? Do you think the progressive tax system is effective? Do you think that it's, I don't know, do you think it's effective? Why or why not? Do you think that the progressive tax system, which basically says that, hey, the more money that you make, the more taxes you pay, or the bigger percentage of tax you pay off of your income. So you say that no, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So you think that's from taxes? Because the rich are paying a higher tax off of their earned income. Now, there's some tricky things that we're not going to talk about tonight, but based off earned income, them working and getting paid, they actually pay more taxes than the poor on a scale. But you do say no, you don't think that is an effective way of taxing. Okay, I get that. Anybody else? Do you think that the progressive tax system is an effective way to tax people in the United States? And for those that are on the phone, don't worry. If you registered to be here, this is being recorded, so it'll be sent out to everyone that registered. All right, so Brittany says yes, because poor gets a little money that they missed out on. Okay, so you think that it is fair. So you see how there's going to be different opinions? And this is what happens with the Republicans and the Democrats. Someone says yes, someone says no, and we just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. All right, so now, can you think of any other way that you might want to tax people in the United States? What's another way that you think we might want to try this? If we're gonna, if it's as it relates to tax, we got progressive tax. Is there any other way that you can think of that you might want to try? I mean, give it a shot. Anybody? Nobody? Okay, that's cool. I don't know whether you type it or not, but I'm gonna keep moving because I know you guys got to go. Probably got some other stuff to do. All right, so here's the deal. There's really only a couple options, and there may be some other tricky, I don't know, technological stuff. But you got progressive tax or you got a flat tax. You're gonna hear this as you get older. You might already hear it. There's progressive tax and you got flat tax. A flat tax says that everybody pays the same percentage. So in the United States, on the federal level, we currently have the progressive tax, where people who make less money pay a lower percentage. People who make more money pay a higher percentage. Some people want to change our tax system to a flat tax, where everyone, no matter what your yearly income is, will pay the same percentage on taxes. For example, everyone pays 15% of their income in taxes. Which tax system do you prefer? Progressive or flat? So that's the great debate tonight. Everybody that's here, that's represented, whether you are a student or not, here's the question I want you to put down. You're either going to say progressive or you're going to say flat. Which tax system do you prefer? Progressive tax or flat tax? Portia says progressive. Brittany says progressive. Dion says progressive. Gloria says, Jamila says progressive. Demario, you still there? Zoe, what you got? What do you think? Progressive or flat? Ashley, you still there? Progressive or flat? Which tax system do you prefer, progressive or flat? Ashley? Waiting on you, darling. Probably flat. When you say probably, Demario, that depends on what that rate is. If it's 30%, I don't know about that one, brother. All right, man. You said never mind. You want flat? Oh, you said never mind flat. Hey, I guess it depends on what that flat rate gonna be, man. So tonight, guys, again, our whole goal was to introduce you to the tax system here. We wanted you to understand and explain the purpose of federal income and state tax and how it affects your personal income. And we applied mathematical skills. We did some math, a little bit of math and concepts to tax brackets and personal income, and also describe and evaluate the importance of the current federal income tax system. So did you guys get something out of tonight? Did you guys get something? Is this something did you learn anything new tonight? Would you like for us to do more of this, and introduce you to some new things as it relates to money? And for those of you that are at Southwest DeKalb, would you like for me to come to your school? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're at Southwest DeKalb. Would you like for me, this program, to come to your school? It don't matter whether you're at Southwest DeKalb or not. You can be at any school. We're trying to come to all the schools. All right, fantastic. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. And before I let you go, I got one last thing to say. There is this multimillionaire named Warren Buffett. He's the third richest man in the world. He's got this quote. He says that price is what you pay and value is what you get. So right now, I want you to think about the price that you paid to be here tonight. Now, obviously, you didn't pay anything as far as money is concerned, but you did pay something with your time. You spent an hour of your time to be here tonight. Think about this hour that you spent. Now I want you to think about the value that you got for the hour that you spent here tonight. Now, whatever that difference is, as you compare the value of the price that you paid and the value that you received, that is the feedback that I like for you to leave for us here with TeenVest. So at the end of this program, as soon as I click in and we end out, it's going to send you to a place where you can actually leave a survey. I really would appreciate it if you take the time to fill the survey out, because this survey is going to be our ammunition as we present it to the school leaders and say, here's what the kids got from what we're doing with TeenVest. So it's very important that you please take the time, because that's all that we have. We're doing this for free. We're trying to bring it to the schools, and the only thing that we have as ammunition is your feedback. So again, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Think about the price that you paid, the hour that you spent to be here tonight. Then think about what value did you get for the hour that you spent. Whatever that is, that's the feedback we want you to leave at the survey. Now, I want to thank you so much for taking the hour out of your night. I know you might got homework, you might got people to call, you might got television to watch, but you took the time to be here tonight to learn something new. And I can tell you this, you learned something tonight that most adults still don't know. So we giving you a head start as it relates to your money. So again, this is TeenVest. We're teaching kids and teaching teens about money, and we hope to be at your school soon. You guys have a wonderful night. Feel free, please take the time to fill out the survey. You have a good night.